Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'll be talking about a fascinating theory in child psychology by Jean Piaget, one of the most renowned psychologists in the field. His theory of cognitive development gives us insight into how children think, learn, and understand the world as they grow. Piaget observed and interviewed children to understand how their thinking evolves through 4 key stages. Each stage represents different abilities and ways of processing information. Let's go through each one briefly. Stage 1, the sensory motor stage, 0–2 years. In this stage, infants learn primarily through their senses and movement. This is where they begin to understand object permanence, that objects continue to exist even when they're out of sight. Imagine a game of peekaboo. It's more than fun. It's how babies start grasping that things don't just vanish. Stage 2, the preoperational stage, 2–7 years. Now, children begin using symbols to represent objects, which means they can think in images and words. But here's the catch. Their thinking is still very self-centered. For example, they believe everyone else sees the world exactly as they do. This is why sharing can be challenging at this age. They're not quite able to see things from others' perspectives yet. Stage 3, the concrete operational stage, 7–11 years. This is where things get logical. Kids in this stage start to think more rationally about concrete objects. They grasp concepts like conservation, realizing, for instance, that the amount of water stays the same, even if it's poured into a differently shaped glass. Their thinking is becoming more organized, allowing them to understand complex ideas related to quantity and order. Stage 4, the formal operational stage, 11 years and up. Finally, the formal operational stage marks the beginning of abstract thinking. Adolescents in this stage can think hypothetically, consider what-if scenarios, and solve complex problems without needing physical objects. They start forming ideas about morality, politics, and philosophy, thinking about issues on a much larger scale. To sum it up, Piaget's theory helps us understand that children aren't simply mini-adults. They have unique ways of thinking that change dramatically with age. Knowing this, we can better support their learning at each stage. Thank you for listening, and I hope this quick overview sheds some light on the incredible journey of cognitive development in children.